of our phenomenal viewers, listeners, and supporters. I am your host, Brianna, PodcastBri Harris, and I am so excited to be here. If you're a new audience member, we are so grateful to have you. Welcome to another episode of Connected, where we discuss all things mental health, recovery, employment, and stories. Before we dive in, this show is sponsored by Contra Costa Behavioral Health Services, Kaiser Permanente, and John Muir. Today, we have an incredible guest who's turned personal transformation into a powerful force for good. Our guest is the operations manager at Loaves and Fishes, a nonprofit dedicated to fighting food insecurity in the community. Before stepping into his current role, he volunteered at Loaves and Fishes, and his journey to the heart of the organization is both inspiring and full of resilience. Not only is he dedicated to serving others, but he's also in recovery, using his own experience to fuel his passion for giving back. From the front lines of hunger relief, he embodies the power of second chances and the importance of community support. We are thrilled to welcome Kai Barnes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, of course. Kai's nervous. I'm nervous. We're just going to put it out there and just say that this is his first podcast, which is always really fun for me because it's actually a lot of our guests, this has been their first podcast. So, and they usually come out of it unscathed. So
Yes.
I think you should be all right. But thank you, Kai, for being here. I'm really glad we got to meet. We had our Harvest Festival on the 31st of October, and I was able to meet Kai and learn about Loaves and Fishes, and I thought it was a really, really cool organization because they combat food insecurities within the county. They have a few different locations, about 4 or 5 different locations.
5. Mm-hmm.
And Martinez, Oakley, Antioch, help me out here, Walnut
Pittsburgh
Creek.
and Walnut Creek, and then we have a mobile unit that delivers to the Bay Point, Antioch area.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah. So I thought it was really, really cool because to know that it's open to anyone and that you don't have to like qualify. You could just walk in like, hey, I need a hot meal today. I need some groceries, and no questions asked, and you're out the door. So it's pretty awesome. I love to hear about organizations like this.
Yeah. And, shout out to the resource fair that you guys, the Harvest Festival. It was amazing. Everybody was dressed up in fantastic costumes. I'm so sorry I didn't dress up, but because I definitely had some FOMO because everybody looked amazing.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to see all the other organizations there.
What was your favorite costume?
Oh, man. I really liked the hippies that were across from us. They looked really great. There was the grandma.
Yes.
And she was dancing. She was having a fun time.
Yeah.
She was getting everybody hyped up. I loved her. She was awesome.
Yeah, the grandma was funny. Shout out to Victoria over at Office and Family of Peer Empowerment. Office and Family of Peer Empowerment. Yeah, it's a mouthful. But shout out to them. It was a fun time. It was a cool time. She was a table last year. She had like a table, a nightstand, I think.
That was so
cool.
fun. Yeah, she seems very creative with her costumes.
Yeah, it was hilarious. Okay, so Kai, just I'm super visual, and for our viewers who are visual, or just kind of take me through a day at Loaves and Fishes. Like, can you briefly walk us through the different roles that are involved in making everything run smoothly? So you don't have to go into like super detail, but
Right.
What does it look like? What does your day-to-day look like?
Yeah, so the magic starts in the kitchen. Our central kitchen is in Pittsburgh, and the team's in there from 6 o'clock in the morning until about like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, give or take the mobile unit that comes in a little bit later. But they prepare about 3,000 to 4,000 meals every single day. So all the cooking's done there. We have 2 really giant tilt skillets in a big pot, and 2 like 8-stack ovens that can fit all of our trays in there. So from the kitchen, our truck drivers, they do all the muscle work. They bring in our donations from the food bank, from US Foods, everything else, and they bring the food to all of our 5 dining rooms. And like you said, the dining rooms are Oakley, Pittsburgh, Antioch, Walnut Creek, and Martinez. And they drop off these trays. Our dining room managers take the trays in. They either store them in the oven or they basically get right to serving. We have 2 dining rooms that are open on the weekends, Saturday, so Monday through Sunday, and that's Martinez and Pittsburgh. And those are open from 11 to 12:45, as well as Antioch and Oakley. Walnut Creek is open from 12 o'clock to 1:15. And like I said, we serve about 3,000 to 4,000 meals every single day. And our dining room managers lead a team of volunteers. We have about a team of like 100 volunteers that work for us. And the commitment on everybody's level, like when I started volunteering as well as being the assistant manager in Martinez, immediately what I saw from everybody was the passion that they have for this. Everybody loves their jobs. They love what they do. They know their clients by name, and they're able to just make them feel more comfortable and at home, especially when, you know, a lot of them struggle with housing and other issues like that. It's a safe space for them. They can come, they can get a meal, and, you know, by 1:30, all of our dining rooms are closed, and we repeat the process every single day.
That's pretty awesome. And I hear a lot of parallels between Loaves and Fishes and Mental Health Connections and the Connections House here, because it is volunteer work. We have our set staff, but everything is volunteer work, and we all, you know, come together to uphold the clubhouse itself. And so I feel like that's really how things should operate, and building a community. Like you said, like people know each other by first name basis, and you come in here, I'm like, hey, Donald, you know, good morning, or John, how was your weekend? How's your family? You know, you get those one-on-one conversations. So that's really interesting. Over at Loaves and Fishes, I know there is also a community dinner that I was supposed to attend, and I missed out on some Neapolitan cheesecake that I'm very sad that I missed out on that. But can you talk about a little bit about the community dinners, what that looks like?
Yeah, so the community dinners are put on by our culinary class. We have a free 12-week culinary program. And when I tell you that the food that they make in this program is top-notch food, the chefs that we've had work for us as the culinary instructors, some of them have worked around the world in different kitchens. We have one that actually works in a local restaurant in Martinez that is like a very nice restaurant, and the food that they do is, I would say, like really high quality Michelin star type food that they put out. This class, we actually have 8 students. Their graduation was last Thursday, and they receive a certificate. They do serve safe programs and everything. And they basically just walk you through how to, you know, succeed in the culinary field. The community dinners are open to anybody. So when we do these community dinners, they're usually from 5 to 6. We host them in our Martinez dining room, and we allow clients, if the senior center's residents want to come by, if anybody that's like in the community is welcome to come by and try these food. And like you said, you did miss a really good Neapolitan cheesecake. That was phenomenal.
Oh, no.
And that's just kind of the quality of the food that they do every single time.
That's cool. Is this like a once a month thing? Did I miss something?
So this time we did 3 community dinners because we had a larger class. It just depends on the class size usually. Like last session it was 1 community dinner, and they did 2 in October and then 1 in November. And they usually do it towards the end of the culinary program when the students feel more comfortable in the kitchen and they're able to kind of handle mass production on a bigger scale. So yeah, next time you're there.
I'm there. I know I totally missed out. And I feel like it's really awesome that it's a free program. So I really feel like everybody should try to take advantage of that. I personally, if I have the time, and when I do, I'm putting it on my bucket list. I'm going to take the program because it'd be cool to learn just how to be better within the kitchen and navigate and learn how to chop an onion properly. That would be very helpful.
The biggest thing that I really like about it too is they really focus on food waste, because there's some food that you might not know you can use the butt of a zucchini and you can use it in a certain type of way. Just stuff like that. They really make you utilize every food that you cook, and like that way there's no food waste, and it really helps eliminate that.
I'm really glad that you brought that up, because it's just about being responsible, you know, and the more you know, the better your outcome would be. Like if you can go into your kitchen and you'd be like, okay, I have an onion, some bok choy, some rice, soy sauce. Like what can I make with these ingredients,
right?
You know, instead of just letting it go to waste and just throwing it out. That's a really good skill. So thank you for bringing that up.
Absolutely.
So how has working at Loaves and Fishes changed your perspective on issues like food insecurity, poverty, and community support?
Yeah, so, you know, I've worked outside of community work for so long that I felt like once I started here, I realized how shut off I was from all the issues that we have. Since I've worked here, I see how many people struggle just to find fresh food and water. It's some of these people come in and they haven't had water all day, and we have a water jug, we have a water fountain, and they'll either take some with them or whatever the case is. But it's really just highlighted how bad the housing crisis is with poverty, and how housing prices are skyrocketing through the roof, and they're just making it so hard for families to afford places to live. And like it breaks my heart, but it also makes me feel like we're doing something good when I see a family come in and they have their young kids with them and they eat a meal, and we're able to supply them with that. I've had a few single mothers that have contacted me, and they're struggling to get food on the table for their kids, and we are that resource to give them that food that they need to feed their kids. I always take, if there's any leftovers from the meal of the day, I'll take it, and I'll kind of drive around the neighborhood a little bit, and I'll try to find anybody that's on the street. If they have a sign they need food or whatever, I try to offer that. And definitely seeing that the community comes together so well when it comes to all working with each other. Like the Harvest Festival, everybody was so interested in what everybody else was doing, and we all offer different resources, but we have the same people that come by and use us. So I think it's really important that we have all those resources available.
So in essence, it humbled you. And it's good. It's good to be humbled. I think it's unfortunate that we live in one of the most wealthiest places in the entire world, and we have the homelessness the way that we do. And yeah, it's just it's mind-boggling, and it's a different podcast for a different day, I like to say. But food insecurity is a real thing in living in food deserts. And when you go to the other countries, there's typically food with good quality food within walking distance. So you don't have here we have to drive everywhere to a grocery store, as opposed to people having little stands on the street where you could just kind of walk, or fruit trees where you could just pull. Everything is so commodified. So it's, I don't know. We're doing the work though.
America.
Say that again.
Everything's for purchase in America.
Yeah. So I don't like it, but different podcast for a different day. But it's good that there is organizations like Loaves and Fishes, and I wish it was more throughout the Bay Area too. But it's good that there is something serving this side of the Bay.
Yeah, we have some sister organizations that we're not affiliated with. We are all separate, but I know there's one in San Jose and Sacramento. But I would love to see it spread throughout all of the Bay Area, and have these resources for everybody. So can you share some of the success stories or impact moments that stand out to you from your time there? Absolutely. Yeah. So I have 3 key ones that I wanted to share. So we had a client, her name was Anna Mari. She was a client for us at the Trinity Center over in Walnut Creek. By the way, shout out to the Trinity Center, because they are amazing. They do laundry, free clothes, showers daily. They do a medical van on Monday. So shout out to the Trinity Center. Our Walnut Creek dining room we're partnered with them. So we share their kitchen, and that's where we serve our meals out of. She's a resident at the Trinity Center, and she actually took our culinary program, and through the culinary program graduated, got ServSafe certified. And we actually offered her the job of the culinary assistant because she was so passionate about it, and she did a really amazing job in the program. And this April, she became the culinary assistant. And just a few months ago, I actually hired her as our Walnut Creek manager.
Oh, wow.
So from client to culinary assistant to now dining room manager as well on top of that, she's just really came through. And that just shows the power of the culinary program. If we see there's potential, we're going to help you out with whatever we can. Another one of our dining room managers, her name is Tina. She's been with us for about, I want to say 10 years, 10 or 11 years. And she was also a client beforehand, and she would bring her son, she would come get a fresh meal. And, she struggled pretty heavily with addiction growing up and stuff. And Loaves and Fishes was her savior in that way. And, you know, she would go to AA meetings, but right before she would come get a hot meal. And we recognized that. And the current manager at the time, we hired her to be the Antioch dining room manager, and she's never looked back.
Yeah.
And she is one of the most passionate people in our team. Like, everybody's very passionate, but she knows so many people by name. She loves what she does. She'll drive to go pick up food just because she wants to, just because she loves what she does so much. And, you know, she's been with us for 10 years. So.
And she has purpose.
Yes.
She absolutely has purpose.
Yes, she does.
And it does start with a hot meal. Do you know how good you feel after a nice hot meal?
Absolutely.
I feel so like warm and cozy, like somebody cares about me.
Yes. Yeah. And that's the, you know, shout out to the kitchen team, because they really do put the time and the effort into like create these menus every week. And the food is always, it's so good. Like, we had a taco salad last Saturday and it was phenomenal. It was so good.
Kai keeps rubbing in my face that I missed this meal.
It's all right. I'm just giving you anticipation for the next one. That's all
I have
that
to
is.
put it on my calendar.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm going to get this cheesecake.
You have to.
Well, who made the cheesecake? I'm walking. Who made the cheesecake?
I'll get the recipe for you.
Thank
so you can take it home and make it.
Thank you. I like that.
Yeah. The last story that I really want to share is we actually had a volunteer named Eric Nordendahl. He was a client for about a year, and he just really loved what we did, and he wanted to help out. And, you know, we'd give him a meal and everything. And he wanted to volunteer with us, and he actually became our regular dishwasher. And he washed dishes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every single week without fail. He rolled our silverware up in the napkins and everything. He was an amazing guy. He actually he was a volunteer for about, I think it was 10 years. He did 10 years of service. He unfortunately passed away in June.
Oh,
but we held a memorial service at our dining room. His family came. His nephew was 7'1". I rarely meet people taller than me, and I had to look up at this man as he ducked into the doorway, and that was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. He gave me a handshake, and I felt like a little kid.
Oh my gosh.
He was a very large human being, and but, you know, we all had something to say about Eric, and, you know, the family was, you know, crying during the service, but they were so appreciative of it. And that is really kind of the community we've built with our volunteers and our clients and everything. So it was, these three stories to me stand out the most. A quick shout out, just everybody that went through the culinary program: Penny, Anamari, Azel, and Tasha. They were all culinary graduates that ended up working for us.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, it just goes to show that, you know, if you really want to do something, just put your mind to it and we can make it happen.
Yeah. And it's all about, you know, the motivation that you have for yourself, because there can be all these resources within the area, but if you don't take advantage of them, or if you don't have the motivation to, or the want to, then it's not going to work out. And so thank you for highlighting those, and shout out to the culinary program. I hope to be a graduate one day and get this cheesecake another day.
That'll be your graduation gift. It's just
graduation
for the cheesecake.
I'm only here for the cheesecake.
Yes, like I don't want to make anything else.
Right.
I'm just here for the cheesecake.
Okay, we're having too much fun. No, but that's good. So just really quick, can you give us any other resources within Contra Costa County that can help combat food insecurity?
Yeah, so food stamps, I would definitely reach out to your local food stamps representatives. The food bank is also a really great resource. There are, I believe it's called School for Kids, and it's basically just provides any type of assistance with children that are going through school program and everything, if they need anything for lunches or whatever. And 211.org is a great resource. You can find mental health resources, you can find food insecurity, you can find whatever you need. There is like also housing options on there if you are in need of some type of assistance with that. So 211.org is a great place to go. You can find, it's like your one-stop shop for everything that you can need.
Oh, thank you so much. And do you know what the future for Loaves and Fishes is? What's next?
Yeah, so our next project is a kitchen expansion. So we are currently looking for a new kitchen. We found a property in Antioch, and I mean, the bones are there. It's very old. It was like an old card house, or like that got raided and shut down or whatever, like 10 years ago. The property is really nice, and like our kitchen manager has, she's basically just rearranged how everything would go. It is like I want to say it's like a $3 million project. So if we move forward with it, because we're getting different bids, all that stuff, and if we move forward with it, it's going to be a huge fundraising campaign, but I would love to see that happen. Even if that Antioch property doesn't work out, we're looking for a new kitchen. Like, that's our next step. We actually finally got approved by the city of Concord to have a mobile unit down there.
Oh, fun.
We've been fighting with them kind of rigorously because they have an issue with what we do because of the crowd that it attracts sometimes. So they've been a little hesitant, but they finally gave us the go-ahead for a new mobile unit to operate out in Concord. So new mobile unit, new kitchen, and Martinez, because of the mobile unit in Concord, we got approved for a walk-in.
Wow.
So, because we have 2 big fridges and a freezer, and now we're going to install a walk-in. Unfortunately, that means my office goes away, but that's okay. We'll find a space for me. Even if I'm like Harry Potter in the broom closet,
right.
like I'll make it work. So yeah, those are the big things that are in the horizon for us right now.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah,
thank you for giving that. It's always good to know that expansion is on the horizon. You guys are not decreasing, but you're branching out and increasing and serving more people. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Kai, is there any lasting things you want to let us know before we go? We wrap up this episode. You want to let the people know anything?
Yeah, I just want everybody to know that if you guys are ever hesitant about seeking out help, don't be. We're everybody here, from Pure Connections to Loaves and Fishes to all the other resources that we have here in Contra Costa. We're here to help. And I just don't want anybody to be discouraged or embarrassed to ask for help, because that's the first thing is asking for help. So, whatever you guys need, just go ahead and do it, because we're here to help you guys.
Right on. And where can anybody donate or reach out to Loaves and Fishes?
Yeah, so if you guys want to donate, our website is loavesfishescc.org. You can go to our website. We have a donate tab. We also have a bunch of fun events that we do. We do our next event is Rock Out Hunger, and it's actually Dance Out Hunger. It's a disco themed dinner that we have. It's a gala.
Love me some disco.
Absolutely, come by. Last year they did a steak dinner, and they have live music there. They do auctions. Some of the auction items, just one to include, is actually a dinner cooked by our executive chef.
Oh,
and she do like an 8-person dinner, and when I tell you, like, they did filet mignon, they did flank steaks, a bunch of different stuff, and I think they did a cheesecake at the end of it. So if you are interested in some good food like that, check out our Rock Out Hunger Gala. Then we do the golf tournament as well as a bocce tournament. So if you guys are ever interested in being involved and donating a different way than just a monetary donation, and you want to play golf, you want to do bocce, something fun with us, like, those are definitely noteworthy events to check out. You can find it all on our website.
Right on. So, Kai, thank you so much for being here. This was a fun episode, and letting people know about Loaves and Fishes. I'm excited that I know about you guys because you're about 15 minutes away from my house, so I know where I can get a hot meal and some groceries if I need to. And go ahead and go to Loaves and Fishes website, LOAVES and Fishes.
No, and so it's just loavesfishescc.org.
Okay, put it right down here. All right, this has been another episode of Connected. Thank you, Kai, so much for being here, and we are out of here.
Thank
See
you,
ya.
guys.